everyone. Welcome back to the Rose.
Welcome. We're back here.
Well, here meaning my house.
We're back here at your house.
Because we've heard some feedback, and apparently people like when we talk face to face.
Yeah, they don't like your background, apparently.
We
have a new background.
It's like the same kind of background.
Same kind of background, but we're not via Zoom, so
we're not on a camera. Well, we're on a camera. Anyways,
we're on a different couch tonight.
But this isn't quite as comfy.
It's not as quite as comfy, but
no, this is a futon.
This is a futon, everybody, not an actual couch. Futon.
It's all right. It's because this is where the kids play.
Yeah, we're in the kid zone. We got a
kid zone.
Let's see, we got a Lego.
We decided to occupy it because the kids are not here. We have bulldozers, Barbie houses,
no Legos,
stuffed animals.
There's probably dinosaurs down here, right?
Yeah, inside the boxes.
Oh, okay.
So, we have a lot to go over.
We do.
I mean, we have a lot to go over by choice because we want to go over a lot of things. We've decided. We started looking up different topics, and we're like,
we got everything from MLS Cup. That was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Kreis is here. He now has a title with his name, everybody. Let's see. We have free agency that just started today.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. So Tuesday it started.
Tuesday.
And then we got a lot of things with free agency. We want to talk about MLS Superdraft that starts next week and things, the good, the bad, that have happened in the past 10 years with the MLS Superdraft with RSL.
And we might talk. Never mind. You already said agency. I'm like looking at the computer screen. I was like, "Hey, agency."
Free agency.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the free agency, but let's get with the MLS Cup.
MLS Cup.
This one was an interesting one. It
before we get into it.
Oh, what?
You and I, because we did watch it. I guess we watched the first half together. We did our predictions before the game. One of us got it right.
Oh, you did.
I did. Right. I said 2-1.
I did say LAFC
because Alan said, "Oh, there's gonna be lots of goals. There's gonna be lots of goals."
There were goals.
There was goals. Alan said 3-2, and I was like, "No, there's not gonna be 5 goals." And I said 2-1, and I got it right.
No, stop it! You still lost in the brackets.
I got second place.
I don't know how. That was a miracle.
But shout out to Milo. Milo, you are a winner. So kudos to you. You got.
Milo, contact us.
Yeah, Milo, you got first place, so that's awesome.
Because we're trying to contact you, and apparently you're not answering. So, Columbus. That I don't know if it was a surprise. I mean, what did they come in as, a 3 seed?
4 seed? I want 3 or 4 seed.
I think a 3.
3, yeah, something like that. I wasn't too surprised. Like, you're playing home field and crappy weather to begin with. It was pouring rain.
Pouring rain in Columbus. I think all MLS Cups, if they're going to be this late in the year, they needed to be played in the southern half of the
California, Texas, Florida.
Yep, those are the only 3 spots.
Or just go play in Atlanta. Atlanta's the only one that plays indoors.
Are they the only ones?
Yeah, Atlanta's the only MLS stadium that plays indoor. Well, and Vancouver.
Aha,
Vancouver.
You see,
yeah,
told you. And Montreal.
No,
their stadium
that's Stade Saputo.
They don't play in Stade Saputo anymore.
No. That's only for certain occasions.
What the heck?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
But anywho, it was a very solid first half for Columbus. You get a PK in the 37th minute. 37th minute.
Which some LAFC fans are like really upset about that. Did you think it was a handball? Not because you wanted Columbus to win, but
in my opinion, it was a handball. Like it went, was it arm?
No, it was like
shoulder.
It was like face somewhere out there, and his arm was up in the air, so it went like that.
Yeah, his arm was like in an unnatural position. Like, why are you having a chicken arm? Like arm.
Well, someone. I mean, technically, it's a handball either way, whether it's an accident or not.
It was definitely handball. And that was just like the momentum swing. And then right after that, I think it was a couple minutes after that, we had a beautiful through ball. He threaded that needle. It was just like boom and ding, found it. And I think it played with it raining. The ball skipped so nicely to find that through ball to him.
It was really nice. It was really nice.
Right.
And that actually surprised me, going up 2-0 at halftime, Columbus. Yeah. But you could feel it. One, they had home field advantage. Like, let's be real here. Like, home field advantage, like,
it plays a huge factor.
Which I don't like that. If we're gonna play playoffs, let's go neutral.
No. I don't like that. We saw that with 2009 with RSL. We had a neutral field.
And we won.
But still, like, you won.
And we didn't have home field for 2013. And we lost.
But you see how much home field advantage. Like, reward the team for making it that far in the MLS playoffs, MLS Cup. Like, here's your reward. You get to celebrate with your fans.
I have a confession.
What?
I actually don't like playoffs. I like single table, supporter shield, whatever they want to call it.
So in your mind, Cincinnati is the MLS Cup winner?
They're the one that performed throughout the season consistently.
Talk to Columbus about that, because Columbus knocked them out.
But Columbus didn't play bad all season. They're like the Tottenham of MLS. So like they play really good
when they want to.
When they want to. And they're like a top 5-6 team.
It's true. It's absolutely true. So, and then Bouanga did what Bouanga has done all season, had a late goal, which
I thought it was really cool that the top 2 Golden Boot guys scored in the final. I mean, that's how it should be.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
But we said, did I say that? Did you say that? I said
no, that. No. I said to you, I was like, who's going to score first? I think it was Bouanga or Cucho.
Oh, and I said Bouanga.
You did. Yeah, I really thought when Bouanga had that goal in the 74th minute, I thought I was like, crap, LAFC is going to come back.
But they had momentum in the second half. That's why I was like, this is getting good. In fact, I think they almost tied it at one point. We thought we were going to go into extra time. But
yeah, I was multitasking because I went to the Utah basketball game and I had the MLS Cup on my phone. I was trying to.
Of course you would.
I was multitasking and watching basketball.
Of course you would.
Basketball and football. I was like.
I'm still kind of upset that we didn't go farther into the playoffs. To be honest, I have lingering feelings about that.
Oh yeah, because we saw the way in the Western Conference Final, the way Houston played against LAFC. I was like, we could have easily, yes, we might have lost to LAFC, but we could have had a better shot than Houston did because Houston did not show up. Houston was just kind of had all the possession. They were just like controlling it, but they just couldn't get any shots on goal whatsoever at all.
I don't. In fact, I think that Western Conference Final was absolutely boring.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in fact, if you guys look on the tweet that we sent out for announcing Milo winning, if you look at his bracket, he only guessed one Western Conference game right.
I'm trying to remember
it was whatever was at the bottom.
No, Seattle.
Seattle. He guessed Seattle, Dallas. That's the only one he guessed.
And fun fact,
everything else was wrong.
The dude picked a bit. He picked against where he's from. He's from Portland.
Well, yeah. I mean, he didn't have any other choice.
Yeah, he didn't have any choice.
Portland wasn't even in it. So
yeah, it's okay, Milo. So
if that's the case, you also went against where you're from.
I also went. Yeah, I went against where I'm from too. So, well, overall, happy for Columbus. It's always a happy day when LAFC doesn't win a title. And
I don't know.
You're not happy that Columbus won?
I don't know.
Hey,
I'm still kind of bitter.
Hey, but it just shows that it's just like there's a lot of change for LAFC because there's rumors that Chiellini he's announced his retirement, and then Bouanga he wants out of LAFC, and now Vela
wants out.
Vela's a free agent.
So he's a free agent.
So it's like, whoo! This means is LAFC still the top dogs in the West?
They have money.
Yes, they have money. They have Magic Johnson. They have Will Ferrell as their owners.
Like, I don't think.
But are they gonna be able to find somebody like Bouanga that can score 20+ goals a season on the calendar?
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know. I don't know about a lot of. That's what's funny about the offseason. I don't know. That's gonna be my answer for a lot of this stuff. I'm like, I don't know.
Like, yes, we said the same thing about like a Joseph Martinez when he scored all his goals, and then we get somebody a couple of seasons later who broke his record. So
broke his record.
I'm trying to it's every season where somebody scores more and more goals.
Wasn't it Ibrahimovic that broke his record? No,
I don't believe.
I almost want to say look it up,
but
yeah. MLS season is officially the playing season is over.
It is. Now comes the, I guess I want to call it the dirty work, where it's like the rebuild session.
This is the time of year where all of us rely on Tom all of us. I mean, I bet you anyone that's on Twitter, MLS Twitter, they're all looking for Tom's tweets.
It's true.
All of them. I'm looking for Tom's tweets. Tom, tweet!
I have his notification bell on all the time.
Shut up, really?
I do.
Really?
Yeah. So if I'm like if I'm work, if I'm in the bathroom, I'm like, it's Tom.
No way.
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
Yeah. Because I want to know.
But here's the thing.
I want to know all the time when someone's getting traded, if it's RSL, if it's a big player that's getting acquired. I want to know these things because. Well, should we just get right into it with Jason Kreis?
I guess since we're now talking about moves and stuff, let's talk about.
As you're spilling all over the carpet.
Here I'm leaking water. So Jason, we all saw him at the Jazz game last week.
He was sitting courtside with Ryan Smith.
Yeah. So he does get an official title. What is Jason Kreis's official title?
Should have this pulled up. It was director of, drumroll please.
It's something like to the effect of something. When you're at your job and they give you like a special projects kind of thing. Let's see. Here we go. Jason Kreis, RSL, is now.
Oh, I have it right here.
Oh, you have it there?
He is the director of special projects and club operations.
So,
you read that, you're like, right as I read that, it came out, I sent a text to you, I was like, so what kind of special projects? What is he doing?
You're like, so what does he do?
So special projects. First time I read that, I was like, the only thing I could think of, scouting. I think Jason Kreis is going to be our scout. Yes, we also don't have a GM, so maybe I think it's going to be a little bit of both.
Well, he does clarify.
Okay.
No one quote me on this because I have like a fish memory. But from what I got from listening to both interviews, the one from the KSL, Trey put out both links.
Yeah.
The one from KSL and the other one from ESPN 700.
Yeah.
From what I understood, and someone correct me if I'm going to be wrong on this one, but he has two sides of his jobs.
Okay.
Of his job.
Uh-huh.
He has only one job. One job, a couple of responsibilities.
Yeah.
He has a we'll call it the manager side of it, the business side of it. That's what he called it. The business side.
Mm-hmm.
Then he has the soccer side.
Okay.
So he has to learn a lot of the business side. That means
managing finances,
and doing contracts and stuff like that. I can only imagine he's taking on a semi role of a general manager, but
yeah.
It sounds like him and Kurt are going to be like splitting roles because Jason is going to be reporting directly to Kimball.
Yeah.
And so there are a couple of people that are below Kimball. It's going to be Kurt and Jason,
mm-hmm.
and Tony is in there somewhere. Tony,
yeah.
I don't know where exactly Tony fits on that. Someone was asking on Twitter for an org chart, and I'm like, yes, we need an org chart.
We definitely do. It just helps the fans because you can know, okay,
who's over what,
who's doing this role, and so forth.
But there was a lot of talk, obviously, about his responsibilities and about his thoughts for RSL's future.
Yeah,
and they dug into his past,
mm-hmm.
Of his past jobs. Do you remember all his past jobs
prior to RSL?
After RSL.
Like we mentioned in the last episode, he had NYC.
Uh-huh.
He went to the US U17.
There's something before that.
I can't remember what was before that, but
Orlando.
Oh yeah, he did have a little stint at Orlando.
Right. I totally forgot about the Orlando stint.
Yeah, he went NYC, Orlando, US U17, and then Miami.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
So he's had four little off roads.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very.
So now they took into account his experience with these different roles. So they said, what have you learned from your jobs at NYC, Orlando, the youth national team? I guess no. Actually, it's very important.
Yeah.
Plus, Inter Miami.
Uh-huh.
So he said. In fact, I think it was Spence Checkett brought up that Jason went from here to coaching really high superstars. in NYC.
Yeah.
Can you name off at least 3 of them?
David Villa. Frank Lampard. And you have Pirlo.
There we go.
I was like, why am I drawing a blank?
Did I drink or did you drink?
It's your turn.
Okay. So yeah, he did those 3, and so Spence asked him. Then they also mentioned Kaká and Orlando. He's like, what was it like being the coach of these high octane superstars?
Yeah, and missing out on Messi.
Barely missing out on Messi. Well, I'll get to that. He says that most of them made his life pretty easy because they were humble enough to take direction and he learned a lot from them. But he said that he had an issue with one of them, like huge issue, and it's the reason why he left the club.
On Orlando or NYC?
I'm gonna let you guess. Who do you think Jason butted heads with a lot that he had to leave the club?
I'm gonna say David Villa.
Slap hands. Yep.
Whew, easy. It just, he comes across that his personality better than everybody else. Yeah, kind of a very, very big ego. So
yeah, so he says that was the most difficult player he's ever had to deal with ever in his career.
Yeah, as expected.
So he learned a lot from that experience. But then when he went to the U.S. youth national team, he learned a lot about youth development, which we know when he was with RSL, he had a lot of influence on getting youth players.
Because that was like barely starting when he was with RSL. We were just barely learning with the academy and what it takes.
Yeah. So 2008 is when he first became coach, right?
Yeah.
So 2008 is when he started, and he did get some experience with some draft players and whatnot. We'll go over those, but he learned a lot from that experience with youth development, and it's super important. I think right now for us, because we almost have no youth development.
Zero.
Now dragging that into Inter Miami, where he was over their academy as well. So he started learning a lot of things while being at the academy.
It's crucial.
And so, and in fact, he mentioned something that Jorge Mas, the owner of Inter Miami, they had a goal that they only wanted players from South Florida to be on Inter Miami's homegrown list.
Yeah, and I think Jason Kreis kind of mentioned that. I don't know which I think it was
the ESPN 700.
Yeah, that's right. How he kind of wants to focus on only Utah players, like even starting at the age of 10 years old, because we want 6th grade, 10 years old, whatever grade they're in at 10 years old, to just start getting that mentality that they need to start working up, going through that RSL academy, not just when they're in junior high school. No, start younger so then they can make that progress.
Right. So there's I had super good feelings. Like when I put out that tweet, are you getting the feels? I was getting the feels. I'm like, this is going to be good because he started mentioning some other things. So started talking about they're looking for assistant coaches for Pablo.
Yeah, because as you know, we've lost 3 of them.
But they're not looking for him; they're looking with Pablo. So they want to make sure that whoever's going to be the assistant coach jives with Pablo, but at the same time challenges Pablo.
Yeah, which is always crucial because yes, it's good to have another coach who you know really, really well, who you played with or whatever. But no, I'd rather have good coaching styles going hand in hand.
Right. So you want the styles to mesh, but you also don't want a yes man right next to Pablo. You don't want Pablo giving out instructions and the guy's like, yeah, always a good idea.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I want them to be little butt heads and just have a little bit of
we don't want to say butt heads, but we want to make sure that the ideas get challenged enough to be Pablo's I'm not sure I like that. And the guy's like, no, look, this is how it's going to be. It fits right into yours and yada, yada. So
yeah, exactly.
That's what Jason was talking about. And so he threw out one name, and I mentioned it too. He threw out the name Beckerman, which
no,
stop. This is what my thoughts were. He threw out the name Beckerman because And it was a bad example of who they should hire. In fact, he didn't say it, but it sounded like Kyle's interviewed, and we're like gonna be like, That's what it sounded like. But it ended up being the conversation was Pablo and Kyle played the same position. Yeah, and they had the same mindset.
Of course, I appreciate Kyle, what he did for the franchise as a player, but we're seeing how he is as a coach right now for UVU, and he hasn't really, in my opinion, done the greatest.
I mean, no. I don't think he's a bad coach, to be honest. It's just that he would be a yes man next to Pablo.
Yeah,
just so maybe he can be an assistant coach one day, but not next to.
He just needs to work up into the coaching style, starting off with UVU and then eventually getting into like maybe a USL or whatever.
Do you know who else Jason mentioned
as a good coach? Olave.
No.
Oh.
But it is a former teammate of his and former person that he coached.
Are you going to say Raimondo?
No.
Oh, not Raimondo?
I'll give you one more guess.
Is it Javi?
Yes.
Bring Javi home.
But
bring Javi home.
He said he wouldn't bring Javi either because Javi doesn't want to be an assistant. Javi wants to be a head coach.
Hence why, I like where Javi's at, being an assistant coach with one of the best coaches right now in Tata, because you learn from the best to be the best.
Bro, Javi at the Inter Miami Academy is bomb.
I could see that in the next less than 5 years, Javi being a head coach, because he had to learn English. He knows English. He has a great playing style, great coaching style. It'd be a no-brainer for him to be a head coach for a team.
Javi.
And you have your son who is just signed with Inter Miami, so
sorry, I can't get out of my head the Javi and Kyle show.
Right? Funny fact, I was literally the other day, I was going back and just rewatching goals of Javi. Best left foot. He
has a right foot.
I'm sorry.
Well, which left foot were you watching?
I'm just visualizing free kicks, and I think of free kicks, I think of Messi right away.
Absolutely.
But he could score any free kick just easy on a platter for him. I was like, oh my gosh.
And so Jason's presence in these two interviews really inspired a lot of confidence for me. Even though he threw out a little gem, which take it or leave it.
Was it a little Easter egg?
Probably. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not anything.
Okay.
But they did say that, if I understood it right, that they're still working with Demir to get a contract signed. That they're pretty close. That basically they're going to get Dami signed. That's what I understood. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
I still, like I've said it before, I'm holding to. I think it's just gonna be like a 1 year. It'll be a 1 year.
Most likely,
it'll just be a solid little 1 year contract, and then it'll just die out into the sunset.
He will go out as I guess a legend should of the club.
I would say one of the better captains that we've had over the years. Obviously, Beckerman being one of the best captains that we've had, but I would say.
Have we only had 3 different captains?
Something like that.
I mean, legit, Beckerman left and Kreis became captain. And Beckerman was captain ever since when? 2009, 2008?
Something like that, yeah.
So we've only had a couple of captains.
But yeah, it would make sense to sign Kreis for 1 season and then kind of move on from there. So
all I know is I'm super excited for Jason. I'm super excited for, when I say for Jason, I mean, I'm excited for what he's going to do for the club because
it makes me happy to see his coaching, where he was at, and that he learned so much, and that what he'll be able to bring to our club and be able to help Pablo and the staff out.
Not just bring to the club, but bring back to the club.
Right.
Because ever since he's left, we haven't had that spark.
When it's come from getting players to coaching, even the MLS Superdraft.
Oh my gosh.
It just has all just been just kind of out there. Just nothing has been able to mesh well together.
I mean, because you think about it, we after Jason left, we had Kassar. After Kassar, we had Petke. After Petke, we had Freddie. After Freddie is Pablo. Am I missing any? Besides the interim coaches.
Yeah.
because you think about all those players. In fact, funny.
Okay.
Listen to this. It just popped into my head.
Okay.
This is a gem. I'm full of gems and Easter eggs today.
I like it.
I don't know how John Ellinger was as a player, so I'm going to scratch that one. But besides Jason, did we have ever an offensive player coach?
Kassar obviously was a goalkeeper. Pecky was he defender? No,
defensive midfielder.
Juarez was
a coach.
I can't remember if Freddie played.
I don't think he played.
So yeah, you're right.
We've never had and when have we had our most success? With
Jason.
With Jason.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not a skeptic. I'm not all about conspiracy theories, but I'm going to believe in this one.
Hence why Javi would be a good coach.
Also, I'm telling you, offensive players, I think, probably make the best coaches. That's a hot take. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Because look in Europe. Tell me a defensive coach that's doing well in Europe. You can't think of one.
Well, I'm trying to think of a coach that was a defender. I'm trying to think.
Or even a goalkeeper.
Because Pep was a midfielder.
Because I'm trying to think of like past MLS coaches. I'm trying to think of a past defend. Because Bob Bradley wasn't.
Curtin.
Yeah, Curtin was
a defender.
Berhalter. He was he was a defender. Yeah, you're right.
And he's kind of me. I mean, I think he's me.
Yeah,
I bet there's some people like Berhalter.
No, but you make a great point. Like I didn't realize that until you said that it's like the best coaches are attacking players.
Cherundolo is probably an exception.
That's right.
Because Cherundolo is an outside back.
Well, of course, it's LAFC. They can use their money. But
did I drink?
It's your turn.
Okay.
But it's something that I want to see changed. I want to see Jason obviously do his side of the business, whatever that entails, but then switch sides and help Pablo and pull aside some of the young players and help them out with their playing tactics.
So I don't think that Jason's role is going to take over a lot of what Pablo does, because that's not his role. He's going to let Pablo coach. He's going to let Pablo do his thing.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, when duty calls, when Pablo asks, just step in and
be a mentor.
Yeah. Because I think it was on DJ or PK, or even I think it was Spence, one of the two, where every so often if Pablo needs help, he'll turn to Jason and just ask for advice.
Yeah, I mean that's totally legit. I mean, I think it would be bad on Pablo's part not to ask Jason for advice on.
Because why would you not turn to a head coach who went to 2 MLS Cups, who was the first player in MLS history to make it to 100 goals?
I mean, the guy has experience, managerial experience.
The man has his name in our stadium.
Oh man, yeah.
It just gives me chills knowing that Jason Kreis is back home. Like hearing the name Jason Kreis, I go back to the Rice Echo days of him doing his backflip, scoring his 100th goal. And
we watched that.
And you know who he hugged right when he did that? Freaking Chris Brown. Chris Brown. Like, oh, just I can just visualize it now. Jason Kreis, goal number 100.
You did that almost way too well.
I'm telling you, I have dreams. I'm like, I love just that night where I was there.
Not gonna lie, if you're having dreams about that, that's a what?
But anyway, like,
what?
It's happy.
Okay.
This is happy days for RSL Nation, because this is building blocks for what is to come this offseason.
Yeah. This is gonna be good. In fact, this is gonna be great.
Not good. Great.
And on top of that, we don't have any plans on signing anyone really new at this point. At least we haven't heard any rumors. We're not desperate, even though the fan base, we all want to change out some players.
Like, yes, we got rid of Musovski, which was a no-brainer. There, like you said, there's kind of on the fence. What are we doing with Krylak? But we're kind of solid with players overall.
I mean, really, for me, my head, like everyone maybe might be thinking of Brody. Brody's a weak left back,
which it's facts.
Everyone might be thinking Bodie. Some people might be thinking Glad. I don't think any of them. Well, I'm going to say that again. None of those guys are leaving. Period.
No, I definitely think some progress, some better coaching, and then those players will be a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, one thing that we complained about a lot during the season that Jason mentioned, he says, I think he mentioned this, something about not playing the same formation every game.
That Pablo's not playing the same formation?
That you should be playing the same formation every game. You should be changing up depending on who your opponent is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that I'm telling you, this is going to be really exciting to have Jason inject his ideas into this. Not take over, because take over is not good, but inject.
Yeah. I'm just excited overall because I've mentioned this before. I wonder if Pablo all of a sudden does terrible, and if
they're not going to put Jason. They're not going to put Jason there.
RSL fans want that to happen. I'm wanting that to happen.
Who runs RSL? The fans or the front office?
Mentally, the fans.
But let's talk about Jason's influence the past when he was coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's switch over to.
We're gonna go to the Superdraft.
Yeah. So the last time.
Well, stop. Let's talk about last year's Superdraft.
Oh, you're making. I gotta go fast forward.
Go fast forward. So we're gonna talk about who we got last year in the Superdraft,
which is obvious because those players played a ton of minutes this year.
But let's just refresh everyone and remind them how important sometimes these super drafts are.
Yeah, so
2023 Super Draft.
RSL got this player by the name of.
So our first pick was Elijah Paul. All right, he didn't see the field, or at least first team this season.
Next pick that we got last year, Berton
Jakison. So he saw a couple of games.
Yeah,
just a couple.
He got plenty of time in the Las Vegas, and then after that.
So then we had the 25th pick, and we traded. I think we traded up.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. And I think this was one of the biggest steals in this draft, getting Emeka Eneli, which, if you look, he was actually a forward. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, because let me show you. He fullback, winger, and forward.
It's a man of many positions.
He is Eneli was like a Swiss Army knife at Cornell.
Wow.
Smart man, plays 3 positions.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, he played 29 games this season.
Sounds about right.
Around there. So we got a lot out of Emeka.
Yeah, right.
And now we want to talk about this because this is really important. Next week is the Super Draft. Next Wednesday. We're not going to be here the rest of the year.
Sad.
So that's why we're going to talk about this. We want to see when the last time an RSL draft pick had this much influence on the first team.
Yeah, so we're going to go year by year, or how do you want to do this?
No, that'll take too long.
Yeah,
so we're just going to tell you guys what year, the last year, we had such a huge impact from a super draft was.
So we got to go way, way back. We're going to go way back. 10 years ago.
I'm going to correct you. 10 years and 11 months. So basically 11 years.
Almost 11 years ago, 2013 MLS Super Draft, we have to go back to John Sturtzer.
He made 48 appearances.
Yeah, 48 appearances, 1 goal for RSL. That's crazy.
And he had an impact. He was a really good super sub.
Mm-hmm.
We always put him in like
midfield, yeah.
Yes, between 75th, 85th minute.
Yeah.
So that he was a good one.
And then also that year was,
scroll down.
We had Devin, big
Devin Sandoval, guys,
out of New Mexico.
Guys, how many games did he play? I know he played a lot.
He was a menace. 74 games.
74 games on 7 goals. See, that is a really good. Well, we got really lucky with Devin. He fit right into the system. Why?
Attacking.
Because Jason was the coach.
Yeah, so...
Because, remember, Jason Kreis finished the 2013 season. Boom. He left.
So between that 2008, 2013 MLS draft, we were looking, all attacking players RSL was going after, and we had solid players.
Well, let's go through the other years. So 2013 was a really good year. Did we have anyone in 2012?
I believe we did, my friend. We had
Enzo Martinez.
We had Enzo Martinez.
He made a few appearances.
We had a Brazilian named Diogo de Almeida. Sebastian Velasquez. He was another steal in the MLS draft.
It's not just he was a steal. Man, he had so much potential to be so much more.
Because you remember, I want to say it was the 2013 MLS playoffs when we played Portland. Sebastian Velasquez, beautiful goal at home.
I mean, you're probably right. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But so Velasquez was 2012. I mean, he was a huge impact.
We go back and then we go back 2011 in
2011 Superdraft. Who do we have?
RSL drafts.
No, we didn't have anyone in this. Oh wait.
Oh, did you see somebody?
No.
Nope. Nobody.
No.
And then we go back to 2010 where RSL drafted Colin Warner. And if you remember, Colin Warner then went to
Toronto,
and then Colorado Rapids.
Yep.
And then we go Justin Davis. Do you know? I don't know Justin Davis.
Nope. There we go. That's
Chris Schuler in
Chris Schuler.
So
2010. So
we get Sebastian Velasquez. We get Chris Schuler, then Sebastian Velasquez, Big Devin Sandoval, and Sturzer.
But wait, there's more.
Last one, 2009. Let's see.
Last one, I think we had one in 2008 as well.
Gene Alexander in 2009. Big defender out of Haiti. Played for the Haitian national team.
Did we have anyone else in that draft?
I don't believe so. We go to round 3 in the 2009 MLS Super Draft. We go to round 4. Oh, nope. Nobody else.
I think 2008 also had a big name.
2008 RSL drafted the one and only Tony Beltran. One of, if not one of the best wings on our defense.
Yeah, in our history. Did we get anyone else in that draft?
David Horst.
And we got David Horst, who was a solid backup defender.
Alex Nemo.
Alex Nemo, I remember the name.
But yeah. So overall, from 2008 to 2013 MLS Super Draft, Jason Kreis and his staff, or was it John Ellinger? No, not John. Garth Logway.
Yeah, Garth Logway.
Just solid front office who were all attack-minded and knew how to get players.
I wouldn't say attack-minded. The only reason I say this, they were focused on developing these young players. Because, again, from 2008 to 2013, we got all these players that we could have easily said, you know what, leave them on the bench. We already have someone, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if they took a risk or they mentally prepared these players to play, but these players from 2008 to 2013 did a really good job. Now, from 2014...
I was going to say, 2014 up until
this last year's draft,
it's just been garbage. Like, I don't know what's happened with Elliot Fall, Pablo in the front office.
No. We did get Lawfulson 2 years ago.
We did get Lawfulson. Obviously, we got Emeka, we got Bertan, but it's just been kind of bland.
They have not been really good drafts.
And this is why, in my opinion, like, yes, you can get some good players from the MLS Super Drafts, like here and there, but I feel like teams should just focus mostly on the academies and the academies only.
I mean, it's a good debate to have because of how the United States is formed, because we rely a lot on the universities to develop players instead of academies. Definitely. Because the academies are done by U19.
Yeah.
Now, in other countries, they still have their U20s, the U23s, and then their senior team. Because you still have like Arsenal U23s, you have Barca B, you have teams like that the Monarchs should be that team, but they're not. I mean, it's kind of frustrating to watch how everyone else in the world does their development, and yet all we're doing is we're just buying players that just stay the length of their contract, and we have to recycle and find new players to buy.
Because after going through a lot of the picks that RSL has gotten from last year up until 2014, a lot of these players who we signed 1 year go to a different club, 1 year at that club. They can't stay consistently on one team, which is sad. So I'm like, what's the point of drafting these players then?
I think if there was a better pool of college players, I think a lot of these MLS teams would be saving money in getting them young, signing them for cheaper, instead of having to go out, find these expensive talent. I mean, look, we had to find flipping Gomez, 21, 22 years old. We had to go out to Colombia, and we're paying him a buttload.
$6 million, yeah.
I mean, no, I think his contract was like 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
But we have to go out and find these 20-some-odd-year-old players because the Monarchs aren't developing them.
Yeah.
Or the players that we have on the Monarchs aren't up to that caliber. Which, does it speak to how we're drafting? Does it speak to how they're coaching? Does it speak to the organization? I don't know. So, I mean, if it was for me, I would get rid of the draft. Absolutely.
It's a solid waste of time. It's too Americanized. Like we see it in MLB, NBA, NFL, all these sports, and MLS is just trying to fit in, which it's not the way it should be.
Well, again, we're in the United States.
Yes,
that's just how it is.
Of course, there's playoffs, there's no relegation, all this stuff.
Yeah, so the list is long.
The list is long when it comes to American soccer.
Yeah, I just don't like how the draft. It is a waste of time in the sense of you look at the long list of players that are in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, so now get this. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
So now the opposite is you get players that come up through the academy and go all the way up to like the U20s, U23s, and then they die off. They never make the first team. So you get this. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just that we're handpicking them from a pool. Instead, a general pool instead of from a club level pool.
What if for this MLS Superdraft, this is probably bad of me to say, but the players that they pick are just players that just made the NCAA tournament?
You can only be in here if you made the NCAA tournament.
Your team is not in the NCAA tournament? Gotta go.
I mean,
that's not a bad idea because then it'd be like the better elite players instead of getting some washed up player.
What happens if you get someone like a Wichita State that was like a 15th seed and goes all the way up to the Final Four?
Then you have to draft that kind of player. You gotta hope for the best that player is going to be your goal scorer.
What if it's like it's a Providence and it's like, what the heck?
If you get somebody like from UVU, you better hope that has a good defender.
What was one of the 16 seeds? Loyola, right?
No, you're thinking this past.
I don't know.
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember how many 16.
UMBC.
I trust you.
Yeah, that would just be funny, but obviously that's not gonna happen. But it's honestly just a waste of time. Like, what are we doing here? Like, if you want honestly good players that are around like college age, 20 to 25, go to South America, go to Europe. Like, you're gonna get solid players those places instead of college, where honestly you draft them, they're just gonna go to the USL. They're gonna go to the MLS Next Pro.
You're not wrong. A lot of them do go to the second division, quote unquote.
The only players that I can think of that actually go straight to the MLS are maybe some in the first round. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's talk about the agency because we're talking about all these players. Let's talk about free agency.
We just had free agency that opened yesterday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Tuesday. Are we both right or are we both wrong?
You're right, my friend. So MLS has it listed team by team. So obviously the most obvious for RSL that are out of contract, we got Scott Caldwell out of contract. Damir, option has declined. And Danny, as you know, Musovski is out of contract. He is gone. So we have a long list of players from every single club. I want to know from you, who jumps out to you that RSL should go after? No brainer.
That RSL should go after?
Yeah.
Oh man, put me on the spot. Look, if we had the money, I mean,
let's go realistically, and let's go in your imagination.
Well, imagination would probably be let's go for Miles Robinson.
Yeah.
Let's go for Julian Gressel.
Everybody wants Julian Gressel.
I know. I'm just saying. Look, I'm totally down for a Corey Baird or a Griffin Dorsey.
Okay.
They kicked our butts.
Yeah, they did. Freaking Griffin Dorsey scoring that game-winning PK, unfortunately.
This is if I had unlimited money, by the way. Crepeau.
Yeah.
Palacios. Heck, why not? Joseph Martinez.
That's interesting because you were kind of against that.
Look, if I had money, I wouldn't get him because of money.
Okay.
Kai Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Well, that's basically it. Oh, how old is Tybert? He must be old. Richie Larea.
Okay. Now, what's the more realistic option that you think, or do you see RSL not shopping at all when it comes to this free agency?
To be honest, I'm not sure that RSL is actually going to shop.
Yeah, I can see that they're more focused on building the players that they have, or maybe they're looking at wanting to shop outside the market.
Well, now listen to this. We saw what happened between the 2008 and 2009 season. Mm-hmm. 2009 we won.
Yeah.
2008 we did one draft.
Yeah.
One good draft.
Yeah.
I don't know how the off-season transactions worked, but I know that 2008 they got the triple Argentine. They got Javi, Fabian, and Matias. Which Matias is the only one that didn't survive.
Sorry, Matias.
So that was for 2008. That prepared us, or 2007? It was one of those years. But it prepared us for 2009, which means that they kept the core together so that way they could learn from each other. I think this year was our 2008 year.
So you're saying there's what you're saying?
I am saying that this 2023 was our 2008 season.
2024, 2009?
2024 is our 2009 season.
Man.
Which means I'm only saying this because it's going to be a championship season, not how we ended up, where we ended up 8th seed or...
knock on wood.
Oh.
I was like, you're knocking on wood.
Like, what are you doing to my hand?
I was like, I don't want you to be cursing us.
I'm not saying that we're going to end up like in 7th, 6th, 8th, whatever.
No.
I'm saying that we're going to make a really good run, and I think we have the opportunity to win.
No, absolutely. I tweeted it out this morning. I think MLS said, who has the best shot? Who do you think is going to win MLS Cup in 2024? I'm not just saying this in a RSL fanboy sense, but I honestly do think RSL has a legit shot to win MLS Cup, just because this coming next season will be our first season with a full season with Chicho. If we get that missing piece with Chicho, nobody's stopping us.
But I don't think we need any other missing pieces, because let's think about our lineup from forwards down. Chicho, Sava.
We got Luna. Ojeda, Palacio, Gomez.
Where's Ruiz?
Ruiz, sorry.
Yeah. Ojeda, Ruiz.
I'm still in the mindset that he's injured, okay?
And Gomez. Okay.
And then we got...
Defenders are going to be...
Oviedo, Vera, Glad, Brody. And then McMath.
Can you tell me that feels... You look at it and you're like,
But obviously, I've said this before, we don't know the what ifs. What if Saba's gone by Copa America?
See, speaking of which, pull it up.
Because we don't know what if Luna is gone by Copa America, all these things.
Look. We're not talking about tournaments. Tournaments don't matter because they're going to still be playing for our team.
Was it on?
In Sava's Twitter.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So Sava, speaking of Sava, and we don't know if he's going to be here or not.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this incognito message, that kind of took a lot of people by surprise. In Spanish, it says, finalizada esta temporada 2023, llena de bendiciones. Si Dios lo permite, seguiré llevando su gloria. Donde quiera que esté y donde quiera que vaya, bendiciones para todos. Which
translates to, this 2024 season full of blessings is over. If God allows it, I will continue carrying his glory wherever I am and wherever I go. Blessings for everyone. Which makes you think, adios, nos vemos.
So So there's obviously two sides to this. Some people are like, is he saying bye? Or some people are like, he's just saying as a general.
Because if you remember, I think it was back in August, September, he said the same thing. He had like a similar video where people thought he's leaving or whatever, but it just came back. He's still with the club.
Yeah. So that's just a rumor. But
yeah.
I'm not going to look into it any more than that, even though I kind of I do have these slight thoughts in the back of my head.
Oh, absolutely, as one does. No, but for me, I'll go over for who I guess if money wasn't an option, who I think RSL should go after. I'm kind of with you. Miles Robinson to go pair alongside of Vera would be nice. Joseph Martinez, but I don't know how well he would pair along the likes of Chicho. The no-brainer, in my mind, Julian Gressel would play fantastic in our midfield with Pablo, with even Luna. And I don't know. There's just kind of like Diego Palacios is like a no-brainer. We saw how well he did with LAFC. But there's just like, I don't know. Like I like who we have now. Kai Wagner from Philadelphia, a solid, good player. But I can't really think of anybody else. Like Ladero, he's kind of washed up. Yeah, Freddie Montero's been around too long.
There's like a ton of old players. Like if you look at
Graham Zusi.
Look at Seattle's first off. You have Eber, Lodeiro, Montero, Kellen Rowe, who is already with us.
Yeah.
Kansas City has Roger Espinoza, Graham Zusi. You're like, the heck? Oh, look, Tommy Thompson got his option declined.
Which, going back to Sporting Kansas City, does this mean the rivalry between RSL and KC is over? So because Graham Zusi is the last player on the 2013 team.
No, Espinoza also.
Yeah, so I'm just saying if both those players are gone, the rivalry is kind of over.
I mean, that means that our rivalry, that means their rivalry with us has been over for a while since there's no one left from that championship team.
It's just kind of funny. So,
yeah, and Timbers with Sebastian Blanco. Let's keep looking for the old people. Alejandro Bedoya, Gustavo Bo, Omar Gonzalez. Let's see, Dax McCarty.
Speaking of which, real quick before you, Fafa Pico.
I told you that Fafa would be a good one.
He's like a player that he's like a little Easter egg. It's like go for him. He's done pretty decent for Nashville.
Yeah, and he's the accompanying forward. He's a second forward.
Yeah, Victor Uila.
Yeah,
he'd be a good player. He'd be a good player to get. Let's see.
Other old people: Carlos Vela,
Yamil Assad, solid player for RSL to pick up.
I think so, but I'm not sure how he is. I haven't really looked at him deeply, but I always thought he was an interesting player when he played in Argentina. When he played, who did he play for before DC? Atlanta, I think. He played for Tata, I think.
He played for Atlanta.
Yeah. So he's an interesting player. I just don't know how he is personality-wise, if he'd fit in.
A player who you said prior to us hopping on here, Diego Rubio.
No, heck no.
No,
Never! Never!
One, because he plays for Colorado. We don't need.
And two, he's from Chile.
We don't need Chile. We don't need Chileans. We don't need Brazilians on our team.
Shh, don't say it too loud. Oh. Pablo Ruiz is half Chileno. And we like Pablo Ruiz.
He's more Argentine than anything.
It's true.
That's why we like him.
Hey, finally, Stephen Betashore, congratulations on your retirement. Holy cow, that guy's been around for a while.
You want Kai Kamara?
Heck no. 40 years old he turns this next year.
No, and you got Will Bruin who's out there too, and Ozzy Alonso.
Holy crap.
But overall, like nobody really does. Like there's a few, like maybe out of the total, like 3-4 players, but overall,
my youth is going away.
There's just no real gems that I would go be like, wow, I want that player on my team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. But then again, I think we're still stuck with the old guard. We're like all the old players that we just named off, they've been like our whole MLS fandom.
You got Maxi Urruti.
I would have liked him like 5-6 years ago.
I would have loved the Maxi Urruti when he played for the Portland Timbers. What him playing with Valeri? Oh, those two
with Blanco.
Those three, dangerous. Man. That was like Jordan and Pippen when it came to soccer. And Rodman. I was like, oh. But I don't see it. I don't see us at all shopping. It'd be same as the MLS draft, kind of a waste of time.
I think we have what we need at this time.
We have solid pieces.
Yeah.
So it's more of just we need to develop, work with who we have. Pablo Ruiz needs to get better from his injury.
I think he's going to be up to speed by February.
I think preseason is around that time. So
yeah. So I'm kind of sad.
This is our last episode of the year. Alan, I'm
going on vacation.
He's gonna go see. He's going to his motherland.
I'm going to it's actually the fatherland.
He's going to the fatherland.
Motherland would be here. Yep, I'm going to be joining my family on their vacation, and Marcus is going to be here alone. So maybe
Sarah will be here.
Maybe Sarah.
So maybe next Wednesday, Sarah and I will do an episode together.
Yeah, maybe just do.
Because you know what comes out? You know what comes next Wednesday?
What comes out?
The schedule, everybody.
Ooh.
And you know what that means? We have like a semi chance.
What does semi mean to you?
Like I'm gonna say like a 25% chance.
25? That's a lot.
Maybe less. that RSL could possibly be playing Miami.
I doubt it, man.
Because
I doubt it.
We've never played Miami. We've never played Miami.
Are they the only team we've never played against?
Like the ours, yeah. But I think Miami's the only team that we've never played against.
So we've played against Cincy. We've played against Have we played against Cincy?
No, yeah, we did play against Cincinnati.
Okay, we played against Nashville,
obviously, because Nashville was in the West.
Let's see who else we've. Nashville was in the West last year or the year before, something like that.
They were.
Yeah, good. Pull up the.
Obviously, we played against Orlando. We played against Philly.
I'm just thinking of the new teams.
Yeah,
we played against everyone except for
Miami. So that's why
we have to.
Because
we have to.
Miami has been around for what? 5.
This is gonna be their 4th season.
What?
No,
upcoming will be their 5th. Upcoming will be their 5th season.
No, they came in 2020.
No,
yeah.
Anywho, so
either way,
it would only make sense. And plus, what it would even be better, Miami comes here, we get Messi, we get Javi.
Oh,
we give Javi a standing ovation like he deserves. And then
I go kiss Messi's feet.
We get to see Javi and Jason get a hug. Oh man, RSL fans would cry. They'd be happy.
That'd probably be the best day in RSL history.
So, Don Garber, if you're watching,
please
do RSL Nation.
It's probably all set up anyway. So
let's get real. Like, if MLS wants to make any money, they're going to be doing an LAFC Miami every single week.
I know, seriously.
Like, did we do LAFC Miami last week? Let's do it again.
Might as well. Guys, that's all we have.
I'm sad.
Don't be sad.
Until next year, guys.
Next year for sure. Maybe next week.
I will be here next week. Alan will be in another country.
You can call me.
I'm going to call you.
Call me. In fact, if you guys can maybe record, I can do it from my phone.
Ooh.
We have to do it early because they're 4 hours ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do it at 2 a.m.
That's true. But you guys have a safe, enjoyable, happy holidays. Make sure you drink lots of eggnog. You like eggnog?
I haven't drinking any eggnog this season. Well, probably because I've been alone.
You guys stay safe. Happy holidays. If you guys are not already, head over to Instagram, Twitter, follow us at the RSL Bros. Listen us at Spotify and Apple. And we'll catch you guys next year, okay, guys?
Choo-choo!